will arise.
Just gonna casually mute you there.
No!
Sounds like a threat. I mean, I'm not saying that it is a threat, but I am not going to claim that it's not. Anyway, hi Celebar, hi Joe.
See, here's the worst part. The stream on my side was unmuted, and I didn't realize until I suddenly heard, I'm just gonna casually unmute you there, and then I heard myself, and I'm like, yeah!
You were responding to Celebar out loud, but you were still muted, so I thought I'd just do you the favor of unmuting you so you can talk directly to Celebar. You know, I was trying to help you respond.
I needed a nap already. Hello, everyone.
Alright, Sharky's sick of me already for the night, so we're off to a very average start.
Mostly I'm just tired. Oh man, oh boy. It's been a long week. I mean, every week's a long week.
It's Wednesday.
I know.
Well,
I cannot wait till the 5th happens and then I get to sleep.
just got stabbed, courtesy of Pfizer. You know, congratulations.
Congrats.
I hope that turns out well. I hope you don't have too bad of side effects. I've been hearing some people saying they have side effects in the next day or two from one of the vaccines or another. Yeah. Although I was talking to someone who was like at their job earlier when I was checking out something or like paying for something, and the cashier lady was like, yeah, I just got mine. She got like the 1-dose vaccine, and she said like no side effects or anything, so you know, good for her, especially because I mean, being in a job where you have to be the cashier or whatever. I've got her second shot. Oof. Yeah, I've been hearing some people had really bad side effects the second shot, like they were knocked out for a day or something.
Wow.
I know one of my coworkers got his first shot like a week ago or something. He said that the day after he was pretty bad. That was his first shot, actually.
Oh, fun.
But I mean, I guess he recovered in time for the day after that, because he was considering taking off, but then it seems like he was feeling better.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I'm personally just like, yeah, I work from home. I can continue working from home for like a while, so I'm not really concerned about it.
Me getting it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm like, I just work from home. I don't see anyone face to face, really. My roommate works from home. Like, I just see my roommate and the cats, and then go to the grocery store, like, across the street. So I'm not going very far. I'm not seeing a lot of people, so I'm kind of like, of course I want the vaccine, but I'm gonna wait for all the people who need it more to get it first.
Me getting it's going to be interesting if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, are you good? Are you up for getting it soon? Like, are you line-wise? Because you count as an essential worker, right? Is your state...
I'm an essential worker, but like...
Does your state care?
No, my state doesn't care about me. Because I'm an essential worker, but I'm not an essential worker that they actually care about. Like, I'm not into food, I'm not in public health, I'm not...
Yeah. I have, well, the coworker who just got his shot, it was because he has asthma.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that that would...
I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to be at the end of the line, and I belong there, so, you know, I can be patient.
But yeah, the second one is nasty. That's going to be very interesting to be like, oh boy, let's see if should I try taking calls while I'm yes, your job is essential, but you are replaceable. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am considered an essential worker.
The state you work in, not the state you live in.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well,
that's an interesting case for people who are, like, really close to another state, especially because, a lot of people, like, work in a different state.
Yep. They had looser requirements,
Yeah. And I mean, that's part of the thing for being so patchwork of, like, state to state.
Yep.
Or some places even county by county.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, oh yeah. I think here has some different counties doing slightly differently.
Yeah. I know some places, like, the distribution across the state is by county, so, like, some counties got a lot more because they were in a lot worse shape or something.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it is fun being the, like, I have to come in like every other week because I am essential, but it's like they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that it's now every other week at least for you. Oh, also Hi Pie. I realized that we read that and I didn't specifically say hi.
It's actually gonna be interesting because they finally decided after weeks of us being literally overloaded with work that we are abandoning like 50 plus calls a day and taking a crap ton. They finally decided that they're gonna hire 3 whole new people for our side, and they're gonna fill the open slot on the other side of the country.
Yeah, they're back.
So, like, my friend, the children's librarian, had to find a loophole to make sure she got back to me, then force the library open and the lab. I'm not. Yeah, see, that's not okay. That's not okay. Yeah. I have the thing of everyone who comes in has to be masked. Obviously, my work is way too loose, as there's about 3 or 4 people who just take their mask off and they don't say anything to them. And I'm kind of like, I'm not in authority to do anything about this. The people in authority are seeing them do this and obviously aren't saying anything. So lovely.
I think the last time I went in the office, they were excited because they had this little glass case thing set up for the security person to stand behind when taking my temperature, but I guess they were like, oh, you finally get to use it for today. Because, you know, we're all working from home or whatever. So, like, he stood behind the glass case thing and, like, scanned my temperature through it. So that's the contrast.
See, we have a security person who comes in and all they do is make sure that we take our temperature and make sure we give them the correct temperature that it reads. So, like, they don't even do checking. He basically just checks off a little box on there and says, yeah, they're good. There are some days he's not even in the room when we're scanning our temperatures.
See, I'm like, my work's obviously, you know, a bit stricter than yours about it.
My work doesn't seem to give 2 craps.
Yeah.
A coworker hosting
80-person in-person wedding?
Lord. See, that's
there is
not cool.
A goddamn pandemic, people. Yeah, my friend was supposed to have a wedding back in August, but
hey, not too long. Yeah,
she
you came very early on. We've just been ranking about the pandemic.
Yeah. And yes, hi, Sarah. This friend is a saint for not throwing her into Boston Harbor. You know, I'm in favor of throwing this person into Boston Harbor, though.
I had one of my coworkers go.
You just finished the game. We finished the whole thing, and then we just decided to come back to the first line in the chapter. Don't worry, we're like 20 minutes in. We just haven't done anything.
I think I had one of my coworkers in August or September of last year go to Ireland for a week, and then also talking about going to the gym constantly, doing this constantly, doing that constantly. I'm like, oh my lord.
That coworker is trash, so throwing her in the harbor would be littering. No. Okay. Fair. Is it illegal burning trash if we set her on fire instead? Yeah, I was ranting about this the other day. Was that the thing that exploded on Friday when I was on call? And if you have a permit to burn trash, the project lead of that was just I need to drop off. I need to go when the issue wasn't even fully resolved. And then Saturday I got paged again, dealing with that and seeing okay, for the most part the issue resolved itself, but there's still this one thing that's a problem. So I notified that project lead, and they're oh, I don't know. And then I was well, are you looking into it? Because they hadn't responded in 20 minutes or something. And they're the next day, a full 24 hours later, they're oh, I was out yesterday. Did you, is it still a problem? Okay, first of all, why were you out all of Saturday that you couldn't take a look? And also, it's your project, and I'm telling you there's a problem, so, why didn't you come back to help look at it or something? This is your responsibility.
Also, it's their project. They should expect you to solve their project.
Right. So then, Sunday, I got paged again at 1 a.m., so I was on that until 3:30 or so a.m. with work the next day, as usual. And then at the end of that day, she's okay, I have this maybe fixed. Let me but it needs to be pushed through the pipeline, and so I need to step out. Can one of you two release it? And I'm just bitch, where do you keep going? We're in a pandemic. Why are you out Friday night, all of Saturday, didn't really respond Sunday, and then also going out again on Monday? What the fuck are you doing?
And then there's Narnia.
Take your goddamn laptop to Narnia.
And then there's for people who's just oh yeah, I'm gonna go get groceries. And
there was another
hide in my hobbit hole for a while.
There was another person at some point also on my team who I had asked him for help with the thing. He's oh, I'm in a meeting. I'll help look at it with you afterwards. And I was okay, whatever. Sure.
That's fair.
Yeah. Never got back to me. Fine, sure, okay. Maybe your meeting ran really long,
yeah.
Whatever. And so I I was sort of talking with him about the issue the next day. And he was sorry, I completely forgot to get back to you. I was on that meeting call until 8 p.m. And then I had to leave for my friend's party. And I was wait. I get the meeting ran until 8 p.m. Certainly you don't have to get back to me at that point. But what do you mean, and then had to go out to my friend's party? Had to leave for my friend's party? Why were you going to a party? Do you realize we're still in a pandemic? Groceries, I still go in person because the grocery store is across the street. And there's a few different grocery stores, and especially the Korean grocery store, the Indian grocery store, they're across the street. I'm not gonna ask them to deliver shit to me. So groceries, I'm very okay, sure, people need to go out and get groceries. Maybe you want to do your own grocery shopping, whatever. But like, yeah, like there can be various reasons for not doing grocery delivery. But like going to a party, going out every other day, like what are you all doing? What?
Yeah, I
was like, where do you need to go on a Monday night? How dare you ask me to handle your shit for you when I was up until 3:30 handling your shit for you? Handle your own shit. Especially because she was like, oh, it's gonna take 2 hours to reach, like, production or whatever. Can one of you two release it? Like, you're planning to be out for the next 2+ hours? What?
Yeah, our neighbors do that and let all the kids around here play no mask.
God, no.
I'm like, yeah, I have coworkers who go to the gym, who go to parties, who hang out together, who do this, that together, and I'm just like, I have tabletop friends who, like, we haven't met up literally since, like, I think October 2019 at this point.
Yeah, I've hung out with exactly sort of 3 people since the pandemic began last year. One was my roommate's coworker friend who came over for her birthday, and it was, I think she was getting regularly tested and stuff. And she was just here for a couple hours. And I mean, that's a birthday. I'm not gonna say like, oh, you can't have anyone for your birthday. No. But it was like one person. And then otherwise I've seen 2 other people 3 times for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and to help me put together my new bed. And that's it. That's all of the hanging out I've done in the past year. And then people are talking about going to parties and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry, I keep cutting you off, Sharky.
The only person that I've literally been around, other than like my roommate, has been one of her friends came over to like pick some stuff up and drop some stuff off. Mm-hmm. And she stayed for like an hour. Mm-hmm. And like she still had her mask on, like she was sitting on the couch, we were all sitting away from each other, like none of us were even close, and we're just like, she stayed for the hour, then, and it was just like, that was it. That's been like, other than going to work, that's been my only hanging out with anybody, and it's just like,
yeah. I've been feeling guilty even for like the couple times that I have seen those 2 people for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. And at least that one, like all 4 of us that were hanging out together, because it was me, my roommate, and those 2, like all 4 of us just work from home. We're not going around hanging out with people. We're like getting groceries and that's it. So I'm just like,
I missed this 100th, and I'm still catching as if I had any control. You don't have any control. That's the thing.
That's insane to me.
Like, I think my...
Like, yeah, it sucks to miss a 100th birthday. That's a big deal. But, like, fucking... It's better to be safe. It's... especially for someone who's turning 100. Like, it is better to keep her safe, okay?
How old did my grandmother turn? I think my grandmother is 94 now? And I'm just like, no! You guys, no! I'm not dealing with any of that, because no!
Especially if there are people who are older and more at risk or something. Like, you're endangering them if you travel around wildly to see them. So, yeah, that's not your fault. And it's better to be safe.
Like, you're literally protecting them by doing this. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I am absolutely, like, confounded by things like my coworker saying, oh, I have to leave for my friend's party. Like, what?
It's like...
That's good to be able to see her for 101 at least. And I mean, again, better to have been safe so that she could make it to having a 101st birthday, because that's the tragedy. That's the risk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for all you know, if you could have gone, she wouldn't have made 101.
Yeah. I'm like, other than that, I mean, I went to a couple protests, but
it's because it's a mindset, that level of selfish.
For those.
Yeah, my family tried to get me to come 4th of July last year. Then literally a week or two later, my mother's birthday, and I was like, if I can come 4th of July, why do you think I'll come for her birthday?
Yeah. I mean, even the protests made me a little anxious. At least to like wait a few days to see if I got any symptoms, because you don't want to be the one spreading in a protest either.
Yes.
But it was like an important thing. And everyone stayed masked up and all. Like there were no outbreaks apparently from those things.
And then tried to get me to come back for. They tried to do like Easter. They tried to do Christmas and Thanksgiving and all the holidays, and I'm like, they tried to get me back for my birthday, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And I'm like, I still have to go into work. Like, I'm not risking this. And they're like, well, your brothers have to go into work too, and they're coming, and I just want to be like, yeah, and you guys are idiots for doing that.
Yeah. And yeah, it's even as it feels a little pointless, like it's every person who does follow the precautions is potentially saving people by doing so. Like I'm not going to stop just because my coworkers have apparently been going out. It's just maddening to hear about it because it starts feeling a little like, am I insane? I thought we were still in a pandemic. Excuse me, I thought there was still an issue. I don't. Excuse me, people aren't fully vaccinated and stuff. Like, what?
One of my coworkers has legitimately said to me, he felt that doctors were bumping up the COVID numbers and they're getting money, and anybody who dies, they're just marking as COVID so that they get more of this. And I'm just like, dude, you're just spouting all these conspiracy theories. Like, this
absolutely
isn't factual.
Conspiracy theory.
Like, this is not factual in any shape or form. He's like, no. And I'm like, please.
If anything, they were undercounting because there's a lot of like, oh,
yeah,
this person died of complications from COVID. Yeah, it feels like such a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, especially with like kids and stuff being basically walking germ factories, which isn't like children's fault, but that's what they are.
Children's fault.
That's what they are. They absolutely still pass along, like whatever. It sounds like they're at a bit less danger from it, but I mean, I already got better. I can't get sick again.
Oh my gosh.
Like.
Oh, yeah, the dude was also saying like, oh, I wish just everyone would get it because then we would be immune. I'm like, one,
herd immunity is not the same as if everyone gets it, then we're fine. Which seems to have been what some people were thinking, and it's like, no. Also, how many people are you willing to let die?
Yes, apparently the answer is yes. Like, apparently the answer is just yes.
I disagree with the hell is empty and all the devils are here. This is clearly hell. This is hell. But the economy. The economy.
At least you for 5 minutes and you beat the game again?
Yeah, I mean, we're really speedy today.
I already said baby.
So maybe we're all in freaking purgatory. No. Hell. Oh. Straight up hell.
It's especially having coworkers spending stuff. I'm like, are you flipping serious right now? Like, are you flipping serious?
Yeah, it is the fault of adults who keep insisting that, like, children don't catch it. That's not true. It's not true.
Seeing as summer's here get to like 114. Oh no.
Viral Load is a good name for a band.
See, it gets to like what? I think at most I've seen like 103, 104 here, like on a bad summer.
It is the distant future year 20XX, and people are still not following pandemic precautions.
Pentameter is 117.
Oof.
I'm literally sweating just saying that.
You say that, and I'm like, I'm already in a place where summers are relatively not as bad, but I don't get winter, and I'm like, excuse me, I would like to move to Antarctica, thank you.
Yeah, I made for 20-degree weather, please, go away. Where's my 20-degree year long, please?
I would like eternal winter, but with like a nicely heated home.
See, I don't even care about the heated home.
No, because that great feeling of walking in from the cold to a nice warm building. Ah, that's such a good feeling.
Sure. Just give me the cold.
I mean, I also just prefer the cold. And I get to snuggle up under a nice warm blanket.
See, I don't like being under blankets.
Soft, cozy blanket.
I don't like being under blankets.
Also, if I don't have a soft, cozy blanket on my lap, my cats will knee directly onto my legs with their claws out. So, yeah, there's no reason for weather above 70 degrees. None. Anyway, so global warming.
Don't even get me started.
Oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it to 20XX plus 1 at this rate because people aren't following fucking pandemic precautions.
Oh,
and global warming.
That in real life.
What about growing tropical fruit? I'm like, look. Some people can live in the areas that get above 70 if they like that. There are people who think that it's freezing cold when it's below 70, and I'm just like, it's not, but okay.
I need my sweater, dearie. It's 69. Breakdown highs when it's over 70. Probably for the cat allergies. We have 3, but oh well. Oh, Sarah. I'm that person.
Look,
I understand.
For people who like really hot weather, more power to you. Go for it. Live in the really warm climates. I grew up in Chicago, which also has hot summers, but I like the winter better.
My wife loves the cold. I'll tell people that like super hot weather, but they probably like it there. Ooh. Fair. Anyway. Skip. Let's go.
I don't even know what we're responding to. It's just so fucked up.
Yeah, the entire situation that just happened the past day.
What does that all say?
It says
keep refrigerated for how cool I like to be kept. I should just walk around with a sticker that says please keep in freezer.
Yes.
That sounds
keep
great.
Frozen. That's what I need on me is keep frozen. Because the freezer would probably be pretty nice.
There can be defrosting instructions too.
Defrost
at room temperature. Do not put in oven. Do not put in microwave. Defrost at room temperature only. Defrost in fridge.
If needed for Kingdom Hearts, please leave out for 5 to 12 hours.
This entire situation is completely fucked up. I'd put my fist through a wall in rage if not for the fact that I'd have to pay for drywall replacement myself.
Please do not microwave the pie.
Defrost in comfy blanket.
See, but I don't like blankets. I have the thing of even when it's
Why do you not like blankets?
Even when it's like really cold, I don't really like having might have a blanket on me, but most of the time I just throw it off.
How do you sleep in winter?
By letting the cold envelop me to the bone. What about when you're cozy on the couch, I hug a pillow?
I didn't used to have a blanket on the couch, but now I have one all the time. But that is, again, half because cats.
Like, there'll be times I'll put a blanket on it if I'm gonna, there's gonna be times where, like, if I'm laying down, like, watching a movie in the living room or something, I might get a blanket down, but most of the time I'm like, I just throw it off of me.
How do you sleep?
I let the cold envelop me.
Do you have, do you not experience waking up and not wanting to get out from under the covers?
No, because most of the time I don't have covers on.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So what I do is I roll around and just put my face in the pillow. I only sleep with one thin blanket.
Do you also not have the experience of not wanting to get out of bed because it's cozy under the covers?
No, it's I don't want to get out of bed because that means existing. It doesn't matter what the covers are, it means existing. Why would I get out of bed? Because I break out in hives. Also, the bed is not where the game. Also, the bed is not where the games are.
Well, that sounds like a you problem because the bed can be where the games are.
I mean, when I was living with my parents, the bed definitely was where the games were. Because there wasn't enough room for a chair in that room.
Thanks to mobile games, the bed is absolutely where the games are.
I love the fact that I basically lived in a closet for most of my life. Anyway. Never gonna give it up. Always gonna let them down.
What? Cuss them out.
No, and no, and no, and nope. So if that's the only reason you're here, well, you're not a paying customer, are you? Would you kindly get the
fuck
out of my arcade before I call the police? ... I see. So, you remain a foolish child at heart. Man, when was the last time I voiced Anami?
He's very good at pronouncing all the symbols.
So be it.
Yes, he says dot.
Hi, Mick.
Oh, it's a Mick.
It is a Mick.
Oh.
Hello.
Man.
Ooh.
We got a very
sparkling cider out of a wine glass. I too have a wine glass, but it has wine. But like $15-$20 wine, so it's not terribly fancy. It's sort of going.
I don't have anything in the house. I need to go get water. I should probably go get water somewhere. How's it going? It's going.
How's it going? Sharky's going to get water, apparently.
I haven't gotten up right now. Should I get up and get water? I
mean, you should probably go and get water if you feel like you need to get water. Just
actually, my thing's pretty full with water, so.
Wait. Did you just say you needed to get water without even looking at your cup, or what?
It's not a cup. It's like a thingy.
A thingy?
It's a thingy of water.
Are you drinking out of like a box?
Yeah, let's go with that. Drinking
one of those boxed waters?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. I'm drinking an entire box.
I'm not looking forward to how much wine I will be drinking this weekend. Wait, but one, how much wine are you drinking this weekend and why? And two, why are you not looking forward to it?
Water in a jar? Maybe I am the water in a jar, though.
So what you're saying is that your skin is a jar which contains your body's 70% water. Is it not good wine? Oh, I did a wine tasting with my team from work as like a team fun event thing a couple weeks ago. But it was awful wine. It was all sour. Like every single one had a sour flavor profile. It was just like, what is happening?
So be it.
Too good of wine. Oh?
I guess I'll just have to settle for
Just
buying.
like, ooh, tell me more.
The burnt out husk of your business. Once it ultimately collapses around you.
Can we leave Deco Nami as a burnt out husk, though?
What's your favorite kind of wine? I have no opinion.
I like
Because I don't
Cabernet
drink enough.
Sauvignon. I also recently-ish, started trying a couple Spanish varieties, and Tempranillo is really good as well. That one's a lot less common, I think, but I tried it, and it was really good, and I came across actually a black-owned winery and separately also a Mexican-owned winery in the same town. And I really liked the ones from both of those, so we just joined both of those places' memberships, actually. Ooh, wine with Sprite. I prefer grape juice.
I don't have
Also
enough
Chardonnay.
wine in my...
Moscato is pretty sweet. I like Moscato, but I feel like it was more like my introduction to wine. It was a good, like, gateway wine. And now I'm like, I do not drink wine unless it's, like, heavy and dark and sits on my tongue. So I prefer cabs. Although red wine in general is usually pretty okay.
I do not drink enough at all to...
I do think that Moscato and Merlot are very different ends of the spectrum.
Sure.
They're both good. There's good points to each one, but those are quite different. So that's interesting.
Sure.
Sharky just drinks whatever I suggest that he drink because he doesn't know. They go with different stuff, yes.
Look,
and they are
I
both
think-
good. I mean, most varieties of wine, there is some good way of making it or good type of it. It's just that more of what you generally prefer. So, yeah.
Look, I had one glass of wine recently-ish, and I think the last time I had wine before that was when I visited you.
Final Fantasy ones.
Yes.
Yeah, those were good. And then we got, like, pretty drunk. Because we collectively had, I think with, what, 5 of us? Like, 2 whole bottles of wine in one night.
It was like a bottle and a half. It was like, then we poured half of it into the cake. We finished.
No, I didn't use that one for the cake. I don't think.
We used the red one for the cake.
The Final Fantasy wines?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
God,
Yeah.
what kind of idiot was I to use such expensive wine on a cake? I mean, I love putting wine in my cake, but it should probably be the cheaper one. Yeah, they had these Final Fantasy branded wines. A Shiva one and an Ifrit one. And that was white and red. And I, a giant dork ass, bought both, and I still kept the boxes and the bottles. The boxes are gorgeous. They're like these silver boxes that have sort of the concept art for each of them on them, and they go together. And they just, it was great. It's so pretty. I still have them on display. They're so pretty.
They were for the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
They were really cool.
And I think it was good wine. I don't remember super well because that was a few years ago, but if I remember right, like, those were pretty good. I like
like
drinking
3
them.
years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 3 years ago now.
Yeah, I don't remember the taste of a wine I tried 3 years ago, generally speaking.
Yeah, they basically made one print of it, or one, like, batch of it, and then when it was sold out, it was sold out.
Yeah. Which, it was decently pricey. Like, I think that was the most expensive wine I had ever bought at the time.
Yeah, I just looked, they were like 70 each.
Yeah. That might still be the most expensive wine I've ever bought.
And then you didn't touch it until I was there.
I mean, it's wine. It's not like it was gonna go bad with, like, waiting a few months.
Yeah, no.
Besides, we had to have it to go along with our Final Fantasy Symphony tickets, obviously.
And having people having people in our group give us strange looks for being too excited.
Only one person in the group gave us strange looks and shamed us for being excited, even though he's a total Apple fanboy.
Yes. Yes. Just yes.
Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, we're nerds.
What I really miss is being able to go to Japan and to the Final Fantasy cafes in Japan, because they had cocktails and stuff. And I wanted to try it. But it was terrible because, like, I went during the daytime to Artnia, and they have, like, Shiva and free cocktails that are just cocktails, right? Not these wines. But because it was, like, daytime, they weren't serving it yet. And I was like, but I want it.
Oh, I need to go at some point.
I think I looked up the recipe. Well, not recipe, but, like, I think I looked up what the ingredients were at some point. So I could probably go back now and try to make one myself.
Heck yeah, nerds!
Also, sometimes me just making up cocktails and then assigning them names that are nerdy.
Anyway, let's go.
I mean, my only goal for today is to get through the side scene thing with the two characters, so.
We can skip through all this. And we can definitely get through that. What, are we just gonna lay down and die then? Yes.
I
So
wish.
much trouble to save pizza attention to.
Drunken Moogle! I love the Drunken Moogle. It's a great
What?
site. Oh,
What?
the Drunken Moogle makes, or not makes necessarily, but they list off cocktails, like recipes, that are themed on various games and, like, nerdy things. I do appreciate the Drunken Moogle. I've been there many times. Especially back before I, like, knew anything about mixing drinks myself.
How have I never heard about this?
I swear I've told you about something from there before. I've known about that site for years, like before I even moved out here.
I don't know anything about this. I've never heard about this.
I probably linked you something from it and you just, like, didn't look at the site very closely or something. Yeah, Drunken Moogle!
Oh my lord.
Yeah, the Drunken Moogle's great. I have used it many a time. Because they have drinks by series, so you can just look through.
I'm looking at the Kingdom Hearts one right now.
Yeah.
There's the pumpkin.
So I've been through their Final Fantasy tag many times. No, you know why I know about Drunken Moogle? Is because it's a Tumblr blog.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
It's a Tumblr you can, like, follow on Tumblr. So, of course, I followed on Tumblr. Ooh, chocobo cocktail.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is that? No. I do think... Has Drunken Moogle still been active? I feel like they've been... Oh, no, they are. There's a Hades one. Wait, what else do they have for Hades?
I appreciate the Captain Falcon, which involves a shot that's on fire, and you have to challenge someone after you by going, show me your moves.
That's amazing. They only have the one for Hades, but I do like
Palm of Power. I did see the Palm of Power.
I want to make a Palm of Power drink, but like an alcoholic one.
They have a Twitter?
Ooh.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, because before Palm of Power, the last one is from 2018.
Oh, okay.
So they haven't been terribly active anymore, but I do love them. They're great. What was it? I want to say that the person who was running Drunken Moogle actually got hired by Geek and Sundry for, like, their official drinks thing, which is probably why this one became less active.
That makes sense.
Moogle Hole? I don't think Moogle Moogles live in holes, do they?
No, they live in trees according to Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I was like, they have wings. It doesn't make a lot of sense for them to be underground all the time.
It actually depends on Final Fantasy, because in Final Fantasy VI,
true.
they live in mines in Final Fantasy VI, and you fall down a hole in order to find their village. So technically, they do live down a hole in Final Fantasy VI.
Can I fall down a Moogle hole?
Play Final Fantasy VI more.
Okay. I mean, I should. I never finished that game. There's a lot of games I never finished.
Yeah, no.
Let me look up, because I think I really think it was either No, it is. Okay, it is this person. The Drunken Moogle was started in October 2009 by Mitch Hutz. In the About, it says, most recently Mitch has become a member of Geek and Sundry, producing a video on the Vlogs channel every other week called Critical Hit Cocktails, which shows viewers how to create a new geek-themed cocktail every episode. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think that he's
never heard of this.
I think that the Drunken Moogle site is less active because that person moved to Geek and Sundry, and so they're actively creating content there. I knew I remembered something about that. Yeah. And I think that one's still active. Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure.
I'm learning a lot today. Now here's the question. What do you do with the Drunken Sharky?
What do you do with the Drunken Sharky? What do you do with the Drunken Sharky? What do you do with the Drunken Sharky early in the morning?
Now that's the true question, because really, I don't even know what to do with the Drunken Sharky.
Oh wait, no. Critical Hit Cocktail seems to have gone inactive or like hidden or something, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happened to it.
Who knows?
Oh.
Throwing in the hole with the captain's Moogle.
Excuse me, the Moogle is their own person, okay?
The Moogle could be captain.
The Moogle probably is captain.
That's fair. Should it be really the captain's Chocobo? The Chocobo would probably kill me.
Mark.
Anyway. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So it's really just right now.
I mean, we should go through like this part, and we're gonna properly go through like the Teo
signed
scenes,
out.
So,
which that's gonna take a while.
I know.
At risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've been unhelpful so far, but if we go down the station and really explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their files to us, but you're correct, the police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. We have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops have been in that donut shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Why get the cops involved? ACAB. We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies. Or rather, a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's right, Queen. That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. Oh, they'll be easier to find and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll carve us up with switchblade. Or I cannot speak. I think go with the Drunken Sharky indeed. Okay.
Sharky, you're not even drunk.
I know! That's the problem! I'm not even drunk!
Well, go get some alcohol then.
Don't have any.
Go get some.
Okay, I'll just end the call, go to the store, buy a crap ton, come back, and then get wasted.
Yup.
And then probably wake up with the worst hangover.
Yup.
Or, carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way.
I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. A cab! Queen Bee would definitely be the one to just go around shouting A cab, though. This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers, no thank you. Although the alternative I am about to suggest may be stickier still.
Yeah.
She definitely would. Sparkles first met the ghost monsters at Deco's palace, yes? They're regulars there. So we investigate Deco's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates.
Our name being Sparkles is still getting to me. Our name being Sparkles is still getting to me.
We can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue. Well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue, thanks to Sparkles remaining diplomatic about all of this. We should keep that going.
I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deco's palace, I'd get mashed in the face by private security dudes.
But my face wouldn't. Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular.
I mean, pardon the thought for Molly with the eyes gross Queen Bee with makeup after her shoulder with jacket.
Ooh. Yeah, that checks out.
Perfect. Perfect.
And I think the last time I set foot in a Deco's palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper. Yeah, we could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find them.
No, it would be pretty cordial. Burn Deco's palace to the ground.
It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Sparkles, I'll do it. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas. I mean, well,
Oh, that's perfect.
could try Googling trademark for our accounts.
That is perfect.
Please post in Discord.
It is.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Is that? Oh. Yeah. A cab. A cab. Still a little bit mad that they were like, you can't put a cab in the title.
I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris?
Like, ooh. Oh, that's where it was. Because we usually can't see Teo's bracelets all the time, right? But the Arcade Spirits thing had responded that Teo has pan-colored bracelets. That's where. Now we can see it.
Now we can see.
And Ashley with the non-binary shirt makes me so happy. Oh, so good. Now we just need to put one of them as the ace flag somewhere on there.
Somewhere.
Just casually recolor Queen Bee's hair as the ace flag. Ash is a non-beanie bean and I adore her. Them. Well, them depending what part of the story. Oh, this is so cute. I love it.
It is wonderful art.
Although I guess come to think of it, yeah, we didn't start playing this until late June after everything started, so
Yeah.
we probably would have missed that.
Yeah.
Her slash them. Yeah.
Backspace, not enter! It still is interesting that, yeah, we started in June. Like, it hasn't been a year.
Although it's almost been a year on just this one game. We are absolutely considering a different model going forward after Arcade Spirits because maybe it's not the best thing that we've been playing one game for like a year. With some, why do Yensid's eyes look like two ping pong balls with a black dot drawn on them with a magic marker? Are you trying to tell me that that's not what Yensid's eyes are?
Why are you looking at Walt Disney so closely?
So
why are you looking at Walt Disney so closely? Yep, I even tried Yahoo, Yahoo trademark, Bing trademark, Alta Vista trademark, and WebCrawler trademark.
No, but it wouldn't be Walt Disney. It's Yensid, so it'd be Flaw.
What?
Flaw. Walt backwards, right?
Sure.
Look, if Yensid is Disney backwards, the first name has to get backwarded too.
Okay, but all he is Walt Disney self-insert. He's the... He's Disney's first self-insert. And then Ericus existed.
Ericus.
Square is self-insert.
But who's No, is that Nomura then?
Probably. I have no idea what half of those are.
Also, I've just been now realizing, like, wait, I don't think I ever took a good look at what these drink names behind them are. Rum in under, Mortal Cocktail,
Mortal Cocktail!
Canadian Gangsta, Extreme Water, Alaskan Almond, Double Bobble, Tempest Rum, Jamaican Jam.
Demix is basically an 80s musician anyway, so that doesn't surprise me. Mortal Cocktail is an amazing name, and I need 12 of them.
Wait. Does Drunken Moogle have something for that?
There was a Mortal... I don't know who that is.
Oh, Mortal Kombat custom shots. But they don't have any drinks for it seems.
You died for a second.
Oh. Can I go back to being dead?
No!
Oh, why not?
Because it's not allowed. Oh yeah, no, I'm seeing a picture of the person and like the cover of the riddle.
Demix
yeah,
is a Tingus, but his sitar is a friggin' bomb.
Basically, look, yeah, that's basically Demix. Yeah, that's Demix. It's not a bomb. It's a sitar. It just destroys everything and makes you cry for the next 12 hours.
Dance, water, dance.
Get up on the Hydra's back! Get up on the Hydra's back! Sorry, that's not a good Danny DeVito impression. No. Bomb as in cool. As in awesome.
I'm pretty sure bombs are actually hot.
When they explode, yeah.
Well,
They're very
yeah.
hot.
That's the part of the bomb that goes off. Is the whole
Anyway,
thing, in fact.
I need to get the game view again because like I lost that because you died. Confound it!
Oh, wait, but that's not really what I meant. I mean checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? She may have an account there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try to open up to like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's gotta be lurking in on one of those places.
confound it, I appreciate it immensely. You subject yourself to us.
Oh, wait, I know. If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we talk to those monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
Thank you, everybody, for watching this so far. This has been a fun stream so far. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thanks, everyone, for coming down. I'm going to sleep now. Bye.
No, it's your line.
What line? I can't see a line.
Alright. Because the Discord died.
Line!
Like I wish I could sometimes. Think. Double iris on the screen.
Need more iris in my life. Of course. And with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that she can't miss it.
I'm also trying to remember when exactly I realized, wait, Iris is Siri backwards. So does that make Iris also part of the Kingdom Hearts group of names? Does Iris get to hang out with Ericus and Yensid?
Put an X in Iris' name. She could be an org member. She'd probably be the best org member. Probably be the... I did not notice. Baseball.
I don't remember exactly when I noticed, but since we're talking about Ericus and Yensid and shit, like, wait a second. Does Iris get to hang out with them too?
Ericus is not square backwards. Ericus is just an anagram.
I know, but still.
Because they weren't going to pull a Yensid on him. Because that would be dumb.
Well,
they had to one-up a Yensid.
Ericus is backwards, except that they kept the U after the Q.
Iris turns evil and becomes...
Circe. Congratulations, Flower! You broke Sharky for the stream. There's the wheeze that everyone's always looking for, and the coughing. Congratulations, Flower! You win the Broke Sharky award for the day.
I think I'm good.
Deep breaths, Sharky. Deep breaths.
He's a squeaky toy!
Squeaking deep! I guess the hex wrenches than WD-40.
WD-40? Why do I know that?
It's the spray thingy that unsqueaks hinges and stuff.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah, I think we used to keep it on hand for cleaning something for IT shit as well, but I forget what.
I've literally never seen it used in anything IT related, so I'm kind of just like, what's that?
I don't know. I remember seeing it around a lot.
They probably stopped using it. It's oily, but it's also good for getting up grease, if I remember. Mm-hmm. They probably stopped using it after the crappy manager came in and started doing things incorrectly.
Folks use it for lubricant, but it's really a cleaner for metal stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it. Well, I know people talk about it for like on the squeaking door hinges and stuff sometimes.
Also, can I just say that I'm slightly crying?
Slightly?
Just because of laughter.
If it's only slightly, we haven't done our job.
Don't test them. Challenge them. This is not a challenge. I have not challenged you. So this is all the crap that's on the does that make sense? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Although I think the last time that I had a squeaky door that I needed to fix, I didn't have WD-40 on hand. So I put some, like, olive oil or something onto a paper towel, which seemed to work.
So if I'm so squeaky, can I chug a bottle of WD-40?
No.
Oh,
I suppose you can chug a bottle of olive oil, although that might not be great.
I might get extremely sick.
Just a bit. Yeah, cooking spray would also work.
I consider it a personal victory to make Sharky weep.
Look, I think that it is the personal goal of half the people who show up to this stream to make Sharky wheeze with laughter.
You can chug a bottle of WD-40 precisely once, most likely. Challenge accepted.
No. Also, I think it's got like an aerosol thing, so I don't know how you would even chug it. Unless you can remove that, but I don't know if you can. You can chug olive oil, it'll just give you the poops because it'll be lube inside your insides like a water slide.
Oh no!
Dear.
Spray nozzle into mouth and gag/die.
Yeah, but then you can't chug the bottle. The smell of WD-40 is super non-yum. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm far more likely to have cooking spray on hand, so... Or how many types of oil do I have right now? I have sesame oil. I just ran out of olive oil, but I usually have that. I have avocado oil. I have normal vegetable oil. And I have baking spray.
Can I also say that a personal goal to make Sharky weep is probably a bunch of people's personal goals? Not inside the stream, just outside of the stream. It's probably a lot of people's personal goals.
How many people outside of the stream frequently hear you wheeze with laughter, though? Sesame oil of evil death. Are you allergic to sesame?
Wheeze with laughter? About 0, because honestly, y'all are probably some of the funniest people I know, except for Pathfinder Group. They're also pretty extremely funny. But I don't think they've made me wheeze in laughter. But it's also been a long time.
So we're extremely fortunate and privileged here to hear Sharky wheeze with laughter on a fairly regular basis, in fact. Oh, I'm so sorry. I love sesame oil, but yeah, sesame allergies kind of suck. Soy allergies also suck. This place that does a rice congee, I love half the time, even when my husband tells them, try to make it with sesame oil anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things with sesame oil is that it's so sort of pungent and distinctive. You can't easily, like, substitute it. And
but you just used the move substitute. Get that little doll.
I'm not putting a doll into my congee, thank you. Oh, they reused the lid? Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, if you have a really sensitive allergy, like, no, that's not enough,
okay.
guys. Did you read this yet?
Yes, I read this forever ago. You just don't listen.
Okay, read the next one.
I'd support me using... Excuse me. I'd support me use a public internet access point
Support?
to keep it from... Yes, I'd support.
Where's the word support, Sharky?
Right there. It's right there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What kind of
What?
congee is it?
What is congee?
It's rice porridge.
Interesting.
It's Chinese rice porridge.
To keep it from being traced back to the pizza tangentopia, though.
Yeah, congee is really good. My mom used to make it sometimes, and it's a convenient use for leftover rice, because you just take your rice and basically boil it in water until the rice falls apart into like a porridge.
Interesting.
And it gets thick and like sort of creamy, and then you put stuff in it, like chicken and ginger and 1,000-year egg.
Interesting.
Next up, explaining what the fuck thousand-year egg is.
I mean, I'm not questioning these things.
I'm just curious, like, ooh, what kind of kanji?
At this point, it's all the more Sharky knows.
I feel like all of my favorite Chinese foods are the things that sound really weird to Westerners. Cue that gif of Simon's cat pointing at his own open mouth, indicating want to eat.
Who's Simon and who's his cat?
Simon's cat is like some particular cartoon cat, I think.
So Garfield?
No.
But that just sounds like Garfield.
Simon's cat.
Very confused. Why are you guys making all these references?
This one.
That I don't know.
Pi also found one, but with a food bowl.
I don't think I've ever seen that cat before.
It's around. It's been around.
Okay, but I don't get around.
It's been around the internet. Ooh,
I
road
don't
trip.
get around. I don't get around the internet.
Literally my most recently used GIF. Nice. Yeah, Simon's Cat's been a thing for a while,
Okay.
I think.
Okay, but you know my internet access or my usage.
You're
I don't
on all
want
the
in-
time exclusively to look at Kingdom Hearts news?
No, I don't exclusively look at Kingdom Hearts news. That's no.
Mountain yam and salted chicken kanji. Interesting. I
Now
don't
there
think I've
is
ever had yam and kanji. Although it sounds potentially really good.
a mobile game something next month. Oh. Anyway.
Small red things that look like peppers but aren't peppers. Not actual yam.
Road trip.
Oh, that I know what that is. That's no, it's a Japanese yam apparently. So it is a yam, it's just completely different from like a Western yam. Okay, no, I've seen this before. Yeah, but that's not exactly a common ingredient available in the US, I suppose. Also called cinnamon vine, is a species of flowering plant in the yam family. Is sometimes called Chinese potato or by its Japanese name, nagaimo. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been to my city's Chinatown very much since the pandemic started, which is mostly tragic because I cannot get Chinese groceries as easily. But I live very close to a Korean grocery and a Japanese grocery, so at least there's that. But I need my Chinese groceries too. I can tell from Gavin wincing at this that he's not a fan. But he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
I'm dying. I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it just might work.
Come to think of it. Wasn't Naomi supposed to be kindly gutsy? Why is she
I
quirky?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't imagine Vegas is very well lately. But food is so good. But I mean, I think especially if you have a sesame allergy, it's gonna be tougher for Asian places. Someone in a 7-Eleven parking lot summer before last threatened my dad with a gun because he didn't want to buy the guy's drugs. Oh my. I hope your dad was okay. Oh dear.
Why?
Dad pulled out a crowbar. Okay.
What the actual
Oh wow.
crap?
Oh wow. I'm impressed though. I'm impressed to just have a crowbar that was hidden enough to pull out.
I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you for joining.
No, you have to stay.
Yeah, because
You're all of the voices in the upcoming scene. You have to stay.
You can do it. You got this.
Nope.
You can pull out your best, Gavin.
I mean, I could attempt to take Gavin, but like, you're still Teo.
You can do your best tab too.
No. These are your roles. It's in the spreadsheet.
But what if I roll away?
Then I call up your roommate and say, "Hey, can you roll Sharky back to his room? I think he's become a pill bug.
I think he's asleep.
I think he's become a pill bug, and he requires you to roll him back."
I think he's asleep. Don't bother her.
Well then,
let my
you
roommate
keep reading your
sleep.
shit.
Why am I reading poop?
I mean, yeah, that's good that your dad was safe and nobody got hurt and everything. But also, holy shit, what a story. Well, I did say I wanted options. I'm still trying to figure out why Naomi's got the quirky option.
Ask Flower.
Is Flower still here? Sorry, your ice cream sort of melted. They let me keep it in the 7-Eleven freezers while I filed a police report. What? Yeah, I agree. What? Well, because, okay. Naomi... Well, I'll leave Naomi last, but, like, Ashley, as far as we know, was supposed to be quirky, steady, and Teo was supposed to be steady, gutsy, but they kind of got flipped during the one calculation thing.
Flower,
but that's
because someone
still...
had to have it.
Yeah, but why not one of the quirky characters? Percy's kindly quirky. Or Juniper. Gavin's steady kindly. They gotta do stuff outside their comfort zones. Why is Naomi the only one leaving her comfort zone? Actually, no. Because Ashley got attributed steady gutsy during the thing, and then she was also the gutsy option.
Also, Naomi wanted to confront a gang or Deco. I mean, yeah.
Okay, fair.
Very fair.
Is Naomi also anti-cop?
Naomi.
Because I mean ACAB, but...
Going in front of the gang. Hey! That'd be fun to watch, though. Like Queen Bee Naomi.
Imagine if Ashley and Naomi were the ones going in.
Oh my gosh, they would be so dead. They would be dead.
I mean, I feel like Queen Bee by herself would also be dead.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Queen Bee by herself is more likely to end up dead than Ashley and Naomi, in fact. Excuse me. Honestly, we can't stick to the traits flawlessly, especially with Juniper here. I don't know, kill them with kindness or throw them off their guard with them being it.
Yeah, that is true. You can't because of Juniper. Because Juniper doesn't stick.
I guess? I guess.
Unless they did contribute something to Juniper, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I guess because the best swap would have been Juniper and Naomi, but then Naomi would have to go to Deco's palace.
Yeah, and that would have been, oh boy.
That would have turned it gutsy.
That would have been a mess.
That would have turned into a gutsy approach.
Yeah.
Because then you have to hold back Naomi.
I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna punch him.
Percy just hanging on to Naomi like, Naomi, love. No, you can't. Oh. Interesting.
Wait, when suggesting plans, Juniper's 2. Oh.
Probably shouldn't send Percy to confront a gang.
Ah!
Probably not. Well, it would have been Percy on the internet, but Percy mostly seems to use the internet for day trading.
Yeah.
I don't think Percy's super active in the Moopy fandom.
Percy rip!
Oh.
That would have been Percy if he confronted the gang. Technically, that's Percy. As Percy
Even if Percy
perhaps.
doesn't confront the gang, the other girl gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the people currently going to confront Lovely Chainsaw are Ashley and Queen Bee. I'm like, Teo's well connected. Does he have any gang affiliations? Does he know anyone from Lovely Chainsaw? Anyone from Lovely Chainsaw happen to like arcade games? I don't know. Maybe one of the Lovely Chainsaw gang members is also really into dancing arcade games. Now I want to see what switcheroo with the people on different options would be like. You know, that's what fanfics are for.
That is literally what fanfics are for.
Chaos! Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky. So is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deco's palace.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wait. Really? That's interesting. I'm sorry. Like, to be clear, I'm not suggesting that. Queen Bee's not even black. But Queen Bee's not even black. Sino-American? No, Sino-American would be Chinese. Hold on. Hold on. Unless you're telling me that Queen Bee is Chinese, but I thought she was Indian.
Yeah, I thought she was Indian.
Sino is specifically Chinese. I'm Sino-American. I'm Chinese-American. Yes. I think you're looking for Indian-American or Indo-American. But, I mean, that, either way, Queen Bee is not black. She's just darker skinned. But, like, this is a thing that has driven me crazy a lot on race discussion in general, is a tendency to distill down to, like, black and white, and then, like, forgetting in between. Like, I'm not white, but I'm also definitely not black. And there's, like, a weird distillation where it's like this spectrum that people start to see it, and it's like, it's not exactly a spectrum. Anti-Asian racism is very different than anti-black racism, but they're both racist. I've also been meaning to potentially post a whole Twitter thread because of the shooting last week, because like intersectionality is a whole thing, and like the stereotypes that get applied to like different races are very different, and especially like when you put gender into the mix, the whole thing of like, oh, these women at Asian spas were tempting me, so the problem was actually sex addiction. Like, excuse me, I'm not a fucking sex object. Go away. Wait, what? Anti-reparations?
Anti-reparations? What?
What? Where?
How?
What? Yeah, I mean, like, there can be missteps, but, I mean, Arcade Spirits is relatively really diverse.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason because Gavin doesn't want his family's money, that's not anti-reparations.
Reparations.
That's literally, like, someone coming from a wealthy family who doesn't believe in, like, inheritance, like, to get ahead. Sex addiction is not a thing and not recognized by any doctor or medical field anywhere, so that's a whole other flavor of garbage, yes. But specifically targeting Asian women because sex addiction and trying to fight off his temptations. Like, I'm not tempting you because I exist as an Asian femme person, okay? God! Because yellow fever is a whole fucking mess. I've ranted about that before.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've been meaning to post, like, a Twitter thread or something to our Twitter, just because add asexuality into the mix, and it's just like, you're gonna break people's brains because
yes,
Asian women are submissive or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. Like, oh my god, fuck off.
So, like, if we were correct, but when women get into this hard vexation, that looks like a given. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, having sort of seen you, Flower, and Anna, like, responding to things, like, you're honestly trying your best. There are some things that I've been a little eyebrow raisy at, but, like, I know it's not coming from an outright intentional joke over Domino being racist because he joked about being an alien. He likes freeloading off lunches.
What?
I can see where that could be the interpretation, and especially if it's a sensitive spot for people, I can see it. I don't personally read it that way, but of course I can't speak for everyone. But yeah, he's impoverished. That's the point of that line. And also, like, Jinx is there. Like, one of the brilliant things of having more than one, like, character representing a demographic, granting that they are not exactly the same demographic, because one is Korean and one's Chinese, but when they are in the same, like, oh, both of them are Asian, the joy of it is that they can have different personalities. So, like, I would not read that as, like, oh, Domino is a racist caricature, because one, he's not. He's not really, like, an Asian stereotype or anything. Nonsense. You can't have more than one Asian. If you do, there's an explosion or something. Yup.
I was just like, okay, now what's going to be the sarcastic comment?
Look, I'm not saying that having more than one Asian person will cause an explosion. I am going to say that as a singular Asian person, I would like to cause explosions sometimes, maybe. Sadly, unlike magic, I never went into chemistry.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think that attacking arcade spirits for that is like the reason we started playing arcade spirits was that following everything last June, I was not comfortable continuing the game we were playing because the route remaining was to romance essentially a cop. So I was like, nope, we're not doing that. And unfortunately, there's very few games in this sort of genre niche or whatever that were available or that we owned that had any black devs. So we settled for, okay, Arcade Spirits has at least one character who is a black romanceable character. And the fact that there are so few of those either says a lot. So like, I'm very much, look, there have been a couple lines where I'm like, okay, this is a little bit iffier. But I'm not gonna come at you attacking you because you've already made one of the most diverse games out there. And like, I appreciate that took effort and like consciously making the decision to make a diverse game. So like, if you screw up a few things here or there, I get it. It's hard, especially if both of your writers are white. Which is a separate thing, but you can't like pull in you can't necessarily like pull in more writers when you're like a little indie outfit. Yeah.
And yeah, like, some people do just decide you don't care, like...
The line I will say that I have raised my eyebrow at the most, which, again, I'm like, I understand this doesn't come from a place of malice, but if you're fixing things, I don't know if this is one of them, but the, like, black site in... I forget the exact wording, but it was like, wherever the fuck is Stan. Did get an eyebrow raised from me, I will say. But for the most part, I feel like it's very much, you know, you're trying. And we appreciate that you're trying. And thank you.
Yeah, I can change the story. Like,
Yeah.
and also, if people generally were like, hey, this is a problem, and came at you with like a thing, like, you guys are very like,
Yeah.
very much like, oh, okay, like,
Yeah.
like, you guys
I feel
tried.
like it's fascinating to claim that makes Domino like racist when Jinx is also an Asian character who is completely different in character, it seems like. Yeah. That particular one's like, oh, it's oof, because if you're from like one of the countries in the Middle East, that's ouch. But again, I get it. Also, the US is involved in shady business all over the fucking place, so yeah. But, you know, seeing the state of dating sims and how many aren't diverse, I mean, like, I really like Hustle Cat, but that one's not the most diverse either.
by one of our members, it does not need to counter them, but more than 90% of the foundations remain in the meeting based by that person's input and their needs. Apparently, so all folks are being encouraged to self-harm because we express contentment in our own relationships.
That person is no longer part of our community for obvious reasons. Good. Yeah, it's been improving. It's been improving for sure. I've also heard of more and more being made by diverse devs, which is exciting. But I mean, again, we were trying to find a game in our entire library that had like a romanceable, actually black character. And out of the whole list, it was, I think, Arcade Spirits and maybe one or two others. And we have a lot of games in the backlog, so
yeah, like, it was
there's a dearth of diversity, and the fact that you made a game like this, I feel like speaks a lot to the conscious effort you did to accommodate and be inclusive. So
burn people.
Yeah.
And I mean, also, heck, there's an ace option. There's a flippin' ace option.
I think the Western games are more likely to include an ace option. Scarlet Hollow has some diversity. Call Me Under. Yeah. I also have a lot of Asian games, and those are not good about diversity. Which, I mean, granting, like, depending where you are in one of those countries, like, Asia tends to have pretty, what's the term? Like, when I was in Japan, there's hardly any non-Japanese people, depending. I'm happy to hear your opinions on Japanese VNs. Please go for it. Anything by Lynn Harris?
I've been seeing them pop up more on Twitter.
They get away with a lot more flack because the art. Yeah, I mean, I also know, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was so glad that they reworked Barrett, that they didn't completely change his characterization, but they made him a lot less of an offensive black stereotype, because he was absolutely an offensive black stereotype.
I mean, I think I've heard people still be like, no, he's still a black stereotype, but it's just...
He somewhat is, but, like, the way that Barrett is written now and presented now, and I think especially because you get to see a lot more of the, like, sort of parental, familial side of him with Marlene.
Yeah.
Like, and because he's not just stomping around, like, waving his arms wildly with a giant afro. Oh, yes. Modern anime and other shit is full of otaku bullshit, and it is awful. I have also, okay, I used to be such a weeb when I was in, like, high school or so. Midway through college, learned a lot about how offensive weebs can be. And then I kind of fell out of anime for several years, and now every time I see what's happening with, like, modern anime and shit, I'm just like, ew, what happened? What happened? It's pretty clear what happened is that all of the worst otakus and stuff are the ones who got hired and get to make a decision about what gets made now, it seems. And it's absolutely pandering to, like, the worst of that. It's a little bit horrifying. Also, I don't know what the fuck happened with, like, the titles and stuff. Like, what? I do think that writing off all modern anime would be a mistake, because there have been some good things, but I don't dive too deeply into those anymore. I also haven't kept up with, like, more modern VNs coming out of Japan, actually. A lot of the ones I have, or that are on my list to play, are older ones. I do think that, like, I don't know, it's been a problem, not just... I had a joke about being harassed because a female coworker had big boobs and it was distracting to make it. I also, like, only have, like, Japanese otome games. So I especially don't know about the ones targeted towards straight dudes. But yeah, that's pretty gross. And I mean, yeah, a lot of it has gotten super gross, like otaku pandery. And like, meanwhile, anime seems to have become more popularized and more pop culture here in America, and I'm just like, but it's shit now. I don't know what's going on. Why is it the game where a guy locks you in a dog cage and it's forgiven? Oh, I will forever hate that particular route. That particular one! I mean, he doesn't just lock you in a dog cage. Remember, he also tries to rape you. He also tries to rape you, but then your diary falls down and turns out it's not rape because you wanted it before you got amnesia. Apparently. God, I hated that. I maintain that the true good end to Toma's route is actually the normal end, where he leaves behind all of the research and paperwork he did, and that fucks over your bullies, and then he leaves town and you never see him again. And I'm like, good. Yeah, the bad end is a bad end, right? It's supposed to be bad. I fully maintain that the normal ending, that is not the good end, where you never see him again in your life, is the true good end, because that's the goal.
What about the end where you escape the cage, run to the house, and then you get stabbed or pushed in front of the train?
They have their own flavor of reinforcing terrible social practices and attitudes, yes. I will say that several of them I've gotten annoyed at, like, the utter simplification of the MC into, like, a helpless girl kind of thing.
What? But I mean, even a lot of the ones, there's been a bunch of ones that we played where, like, the main character is kind of just...
Dog cage, sexual assault, oh wait, no, I wanted what now? Yes, so, here, Pi, you've missed that. The essential... Oh, we forgot to add in the part where he gets you into the dog cage by drugging your food for multiple days in a row.
Yeah.
And then once you're in the dog cage, if you want to, like, use the bathroom or take a shower or anything, he handcuffs you to, like, a chain so that you cannot escape. Because he's protecting you.
There's been...
Yes, he was drugging us without the dog cage, but then we escaped because we just, like, wanted to go check our mailbox or some shit. Like, we just wanted to go home to check on stuff or something like that.
The ending where you escape and you get whatever Ukyo does was a good end.
I truly maintain that the best ending to that route is the normal one, which is that he feels guilty for everything he's done to you, leaves behind all the paperwork and evidence that he has collected on your bullies for the police so that you are no longer getting bullied and you are in fact safe. He leaves town and you never hear from him again. That's the good end. Leave town, never speak to me again. I never want to see your fucking face or I will punch it.
Hey, Pi, if you care about learning the context, the end of that route that we're talking about is going up tomorrow.
If you want to subject yourself to that, or we can just rant on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
We've talked about it a few times.
We have also talked about it on here a couple times, including, I think, last stream.
Yes.
Yes, I like visual novels and dating sims. Certainly some do it better than others. Hi again, Mick. We're talking about Amnesia Memories, which has a whole fucking mess of a route because there's this one character who's fucking awful. It's
Tumblr trash. Yes, it's not pandering to them, therefore it's Tumblr trash.
I like Arcade Spirits. I think that, well, I also think that most of the content I found on Tumblr for Amnesia Memories that I liked the most was under this one person who used to post under a hashtag Toma slander tag. Tumblr trash means that you're being actually inclusive and diverse and like trying to accommodate.
It's diverse 2 hours. We should probably get moving.
Oops. Okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars, but it could annoy Sue. The pronouns, why did you make them NB? What's the best path forward? But before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but Sparkles, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today.
I'm just on crutches. I'm not in an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile.
Tell Oscar the Grouch I'm moving into the trash can next door. Yes, look, Tumblr activism gets such a bad rap, but like, I learned a lot from Tumblr about racism, about sexism, about ableism, about a lot of different things that are really, like, that make me a better person. So, here's my wife when I refuse to hear otherwise. Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You've had to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one?
Oh, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. You're out and about. I guess I'll get some rest, so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good?
Sounds good. I'm not Oscar the Grouch because I will just chew out a motherfucker, maybe.
I'm just living in my hobbit hole.
I'm a millennial that is older than Sharky, but closer to being a zillennial in terms of internet usage and stuff. Can warming party when we've all been vaccinated. Will it have the cupcakes? And the birthday cake waffles? These are my friends. I trust them entirely. How old are we? I am 28. God, I'm turning 29 pretty soon.
I'm 27.
God, I miss cupcakes. Cupcakes are great.
Yeah.
So now the only question is, which plan do I want to give my sparkle seal of approval?
Okay.
Huh.
I'm already 71.
I feel like we have several people in our that show up in our chat who are like early 30s or like mid 30s. It's cool. And then Magic shows up and we can go, baby! Baby!
Yeah. Magic is literally baby being like, what? like
22
just
or
able to
something?
drink. Yeah.
Young enough that we go, oh, baby!
Yeah. Was it like Melissa or somebody else like really young?
Hmm?
Was it like more
I think
Marissa?
Marissa is about the same age as Magic.
Yeah.
There's a few people who are younger than us. There's a decent number who are older than us. All are welcome.
Oh yeah.
As long as, you know, you're comfortable interacting with us. We're happy to welcome whoever.
We all fall apart slowly. Two Flower and I are the olds. Oh.
It's okay. I feel old sometimes.
Die.
I feel old a lot.
It is hilarious when I have friends who are like 4 years younger than me, being like, "Yeah, you're Gen Z," and I'm like, "I'm not though." I'm like, "I'm not."
So there's the millennial stereotypes and there's like the Gen Z stereotypes. And I'm older than you, but I have more of those Gen Z stereotypes along with the millennial ones. So I am like semi-zillennial.
Oh no.
Eldest is now older than I was when Pokemon came out. Oh dear.
Yeah,
That would also make me feel really old. But
I
I'm never having children.
I don't think I have any of the stereotypes.
Huh?
I said I don't think I have any of the stereotypes.
I feel like millennial stereotypes include worrying about never being able to pay off debt or owning a home.
I mean, I'm not worrying. It's a factual statement.
Congratulations, you're a millennial.
Okay.
Because I feel like the millennial thing has become like either depression or like depressed acceptance of we will never be able to achieve all of these like standard things. Mortgage. Clearly, if you bought less avocados and iPhones, you could buy land.
I've never even had an avocado.
Seriously. Have you never had guacamole?
No.
Have you ever had a California roll?
Don't think so.
I'm not surprised if you've never had the avocado toast kind of thing.
No,
but I
I've
feel
definitely
like
never had
it's very
avocado.
possible that you've had avocado in some other form.
Oh Lord.
He's now 6'9".
See, and here's the thing though with the like, the loans and that stuff. I'm like, I see some people who I was in a bunch of classes with who are like, yeah, I have like $200K in debt just from college.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I mean, people from our college especially, a lot of people graduated with a fuck ton of debt.
And I'm just like, I have like 50K in debt, and I'm already like swamped. Because it's not really our job to take down violent criminals. I'm inclined to let the police handle the legwork on this one.
Someday, yeah.
But at the same time, we need them to loop us in on the investigation we'll never find Sue.
13, 12. Fuck 12.
Teo, are you sure you can find someone who'd be willing to share their findings with us?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Wink.
Okay, you two see what you can dig up while I get ready for the final showdown. I'll make some calls. Gavin, meet me out front with the van. Affirmative. We won't let you down, Sparkles.
Why do you need the van?
200K in debt is just insane. And
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that what houses are supposedly costing? Isn't that what houses are supposedly costing in some areas?
Depends where you live. Here,
Yeah,
200K for a house would be a dream.
Yeah,
I
well,
wish. Then I could maybe actually afford a house. But I mean, I get paid according to cost of living for where I am, so.
yeah.
That's the only reason I'm like, I wish it was 200K and not as much as it actually is here, where I'm really like, yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford a house. I also don't really want a house because, like, white picket fenced, like, lawn in the suburbs is a thing I never want. I'm scared of that.
I stated if for some odd reason I was given the house in a will, which I doubt would ever happen, but if I ever was, I would sell it immediately.
Most of Canada is being bought by outside real estate speculators and it's causing trouble. Real estate speculators can go to fucking hell.
I'm a firm believer in law and order.
In fact, most of the real estate industry can go to fucking hell.
However, I'll also note that the Cooper family has the benefit of wealth and social status to insulate us considerably from any difficulties with the police.
I wish this was true for black people. I will admit that this particular section, I wish this was true. There are far too many stories of wealthy black people being attacked in their own neighborhoods because they're being assumed to rob the house instead of living there.
Yeah. Are you going to be selling the house? What are you going to be doing with this house that you now own? The pious comment.
Oh. It's either haunted or has squirrels. I'm guessing squirrels. Oh, but ghosty buddies!
Up to and including the law, looking the other way as my brothers and sisters routinely skirt legal issues in their corporate antics. But the platonic idea of law and order? Absolutely a firm believer. So I was quite relieved when Sparkle chose the sensible option of simply inquiring with the authorities.
I am forever amused that Gavin just has a tear in his pants that he has never fixed.
Hey, Earth to Gavin.
Keeping it and sharing it with cousins and aunts and uncles. It's a family vacation home. Nice.
Okay. Coming, Gavin.
Yeah, I don't know what my parents plan to do with their house in terms of like will or anything. Although I imagine they're probably going to will that to my brother because he is the one they're far more concerned about having housing. Apparently you need to de-squirrel it first. Yeah.
Technically it's not my parents' house, so like unless
Ghost squirrels!
So unless it gets willed to them by my aunt, don't know who it's actually going to go to. Technically, I'm the favorite, but I don't really speak to the aunt anymore.
I think my brother's the one who probably they would expect needs it more. He's also the older sibling.
Yeah, I would assume that if it went to me or my brothers, it'd go to my oldest brother so he can actually have room for 6 kids. Probably 12 by then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for your whole family situation. Mine's pretty simple because it's my parents, me, and my brother.
It's up to whoever my aunt wills it to.
Yeah. There's a ghost in this house. It's my mom. She did die in this house after all.
And I'm just saying, if I get the house and the will somehow, I ain't giving it to my brothers. I'm selling it.
Sell it to them, but overcharge them.
Oh, overcharge my brother. My brothers, I would do it in a heartbeat. So overcharge my brothers, I would do that in a heartbeat.
If they could afford it.
Oh, I knew that neither of them could.
I know. The average house cost is now over like $540. Okay, that's holy shit.
My sister has 5 kids. Yeah, my
brother.
Holy
shit.
My brother technically has 5 kids from him, and then he, I think he officially adopted the oldest.
Wait, so is there not a number 7? I thought you said there was a number 7.
No, I always joke that there's a number 7.
Yeah. Studio can be 1,400 to 1,600. Oof, yeah. Yeah, without saying outright where I live, all I can say is I live in California. So
I don't know the cost of a house over here.
it's expensive. Yeah, rent is going down because of the pandemic over here, but yeah, it's not cheap. I am paying, let's see, my share of the rent is now slightly under double what I paid for a studio back when I lived on the East Coast. Back in like college, which was already at that point by a fair amount the most expensive apartment I had lived in. Yeah. No, you shouldn't feel guilty for it.
You should never feel guilty for it.
I think, like, it's sort of complex. In my case, I guess, my parents are fortunate enough that they can own their home. They were paying the mortgage on that for most of my childhood. And I know, like, part of it can be a generational wealth thing, where, like, I'm more likely to be able to afford a home eventually because my parents were able to pay my tuition for college, which is, considering how much debt a lot of our classmates, including you, left with, that's a huge burden off of me. So I do think I might be able to one day afford a home. It's just I also live in a really expensive area. And yes, sacrificing 20 years at a boring career contributes.
See, the home that I grew up in was in my family since, I think, before my mother was born. So that's probably getting on 60 years now.
Generational wealth, sort of.
But by the time I left there was about 10 of us living there because nobody in my entire family could afford to pay for it themselves. Like, all the utilities to maintain the house was too much money for any one couple.
I was the first in my family to own their own home besides, like, my grandma. Yeah, my parents started getting on my case, like, almost as soon as I started my first, like, full-time job of, like, why are you renting? You should be, like, getting a house. Why aren't you getting a house? There's no return on investment if you rent. And I am like, because I can't afford a fucking house. What are you talking about? Are you insane? I can't afford a house. I just started my first full-time job at the time. My parents were recently-ish nagging me about it again. I'm just like,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
And, like, housing's expensive. Every time I look at the prices of houses, I'm just like, ugh!
What, I think it was, like, before I lived in that house, my family lived in, like, obviously I didn't live in, but when they just started out, my parents were literally in a trailer park. And then I don't know if they rented, but I know they lived in a house for a little bit, and then they moved into the house where I grew up. So, my family, not exactly the wealthiest people out there.
Yeah.
And the fact that, for me...
Well, the wealthiest people out there are now hoarding all of the wealth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my family had wealth, they would probably hoard it too. They didn't give me they didn't help me pay for anything.
That's not called hoarding wealth.
I know.
That's not the meaning of hoarding wealth. That's just being anti-education.
Oh, pardon. I was lost in thought. I sipped the coffee provided to us by one of Ben and Matt's cafe hosts. To refocus my thoughts, we've been waiting a full hour at this point, which caused me no end of frustration.
Wait, come to think of it. Teo's like, alright, Gavin, get the van. And then they go over to Ben and Matt's.
Mm-hmm. Yep, which is...
They went over to the whole story next door. But Teo's like, alright, Gavin, get the van. I'm like, wait, why did you need the van? Teo, why did you need the van to go next door? Are you kidnapping the cop?
Oh crap.
The new arcade is in a different location. Oh,
yeah, the new
right,
arcade is
true.
in a different location.
That's right. I forgot that.
Oh, there's no need to worry, my friend.
Sorry, in my mind, the Funplex and the new place are the same location, even though they're not.
Oh my word.
I originally had Ben and Matt offer their bathrooms after yours clog up. Yeah. Whoops. I think it's partially because we never see, like, a background image of the outside of the new place. Which, yeah. I mean, obviously that's, like,
art.
An asset that you'd have to pay for that is so minor. But, yeah. Just drive 50 feet to the whole story. It's, like, right there, whatever. It's okay. They just needed to bring back the mystery machine.
I can read it all over your face. That's like furrow in your brow, frown. I've been around you long enough to know when things aren't going your way.
Wink.
Trust me, you got this in the bag. I knew the perfect woman for us to talk to. Bright young officer, smart as a whip, keen sense of justice.
Gonna get eaten alive by the racist police systems.
Plus, she's dating someone in my dance group.
It amazes
me.
Sorry.
It amazes me sometimes how Teo finds time to maintain all these social connections and relationships. I find it bothersome to keep up the fear that I have.
Mood. The outside of the Ghost Monster warehouse is forgetting we needed that background until long after we're paid for all the art and massively doctoring a photo. Yep.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, it works, and you're only out there for like a moment, so.
Yes, I did see that by Axel Nendroid coming out. An Axel Nendroid is coming out.
Game development is easy. Anyone can do it.
I'm not concerned about the quality of your assets. I'm concerned with the delay.
I do appreciate how much, like, engines and stuff have improved to make game development easier for people.
But it's
I am also very much like, fuck. They have made all of these improvements to make the programming portion easier for everyone. But what if the part I need is art? Shit.
Asset, come on, Gavin. These are people. People like you and me. You need to loosen up a little.
Screaming internally. I remember my freshman year of college, there were some people who were complaining because we were learning, like, very basic stuff in Java, like how to save a file and then how to load stuff from your saved file. And they're like, I am studying CS to learn how to make games, not to learn how to make, like, Microsoft Word. And then I was like, one, you still need save systems for, like, games.
Need save systems.
And two, I don't know, guys. Maybe learn this first. And three, these are the same people who never showed up to any of the game development, like events, our club, anything. who were not
yeah.
involved at all. So I am like, yeah, none of y'all ended up in the games industry, did you?
No.
How to spend 2 decades finding ways to efficiently convert calories into JavaScript.
I would be sorry if you found that way out.
I think they're called programmers. Although I'm also very sorry if JavaScript is your primary language that you have to work in.
Yes.
Anyway.
Hey, let's decide which of us is playing good cop and which of us is playing bad cop.
Surprise, ACAB.
Neither of us are cops, Teo. Yeah, but think about it. 2 private dicks meeting in a shady coffee joint with a police informant.
I don't think this place is very shady.
The whole story is shady. Since when?
ACAB. Still salty that they didn't let me put ACAB in the title.
It's too
So
political.
she's like,
for
this
Twitch.
may be against Twitch's moderation policies. And I'm like, alright, 1312 it is.
It's too political for Twitch.
Oh no.
Teo,
Get out of that
alright.
private of dicks.
Work with me here. I'm trying to make this one exciting.
Seriously?
I'll settle it for it being more productive. Sparkles is counting on us.
That private of dicks. I feel like Gavin's a pretty private character. Twitch wouldn't let me put a swear word in my title once. If it helps, you can tell this character ACAB in the next game right to her face. Yes!
I mean, the one time where I was playing Danganronpa, I couldn't put murder, so I just settled for violence.
You say one time like it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
Shh, that's a long time.
I mean, 2 weeks ago is a long time when you're in pandemic forever.
See, I didn't have the thing of, like, people are like, man, like, it still feels like March of 2020, and I'm like, because I had to go into work the entire time, I'm like, it doesn't feel that way, but also time feels so, like, I
No,
do feel
see-
that time is stretched.
Like, it's less about still having to go into work or not to me, and more like, there's nothing breaking up work either. 20XX is kind of a better timeline because the cops are defunded and reorganized. Yes, I note that the cop character here isn't loaded up with military equipment. Shocking.
Absolutely. I intend to help my love see this through to the end. Don't mistake my playfulness for lack of sincerity. My feelings for Sparkles runs deep, Gavin. Beat of Their Heart is the song I dance to now.
That sounds like a very annoying song, seeing as people's heart rates change. Why does the BPM keep changing?
That'd be hilarious. Please, make that a song to dance to. Somebody dance to that.
Okay, so I'm gonna choreograph something, and then we're gonna individually record ourselves dancing to it. Blocking
I don't
out our
dance.
faces, of course.
I don't dance, so have fun.
Which is the whole point. Hey, so that
mine-
Sharky Christmas album,
It is non-existent.
when is it? When's the release date?
In the year XXXX plus 20 billion.
Mick also wants a
Mick.
Sharky Christmas album. Look, we got more people on it. Sparkle's heart rate is Afro Nova an expert. I am genuinely concerned for Sparkles' cardiac health.
I don't understand. Is this a reference to something? Is this a reference to something?
What was that song in DDR? Paranoia or something? That's awesome.
I've never.
Sharks miss, sharks miss, sharks miss.
I've never played DDR. So I legitimately don't know what you're talking about.
You never played DDR?
I've never played DDR.
Well, we gotta fix this. Santa! Santa shark. Santa seaweed.
That Santa's looking at me very creepily. Anyway, let's keep going. It is
Well,
getting incredibly
because
late.
Santa intends to make you be the next Santa.
It is getting incredibly late. So while I may joke about it, I'm absolutely going to deliver Sue's location so we can put an end to this mess once and for all. I see.
Yeah, it is paranoid.
I can't say I've seen you this serious before. I can be as serious as I what I need to be. I promise you that.
Natural pause. God damn it. I keep getting mixed up because it's a different narrator.
A natural pause settles into our conversation as Taylor's attention drifts to someone or something else. Hey!
Hey, hey!
Haven't seen you at the last 2 meetups. Not doing anything I wouldn't do, are you? Or anything I would do?
Wink. Nah, I've just been super busy. But I'll beat your score on Stop the Beat any day now. Just wait and see. Naoki on maybe on the singer, and Paranoia is just the name, however many versions they have. There's a ton. Yeah.
What song is that?
Santa Sharky.
Oh.
That's my guess, at least. It took me a sec, but I think it's Santa Sharky. Santa Baby.
Okay.
Yeah! I don't fully remember how that song goes, but I got it. Yay!
I'm not gonna be going down to Chimney Andy night.
Oh, hey, Gavin. How's Tricks?
Fun?
They're for kids. Tricks are fine. Do I know you?
Dude, I was at the Funplex almost every day of every week, and I've been coming to Pizza Tangentopia since it opened.
Apologies. I tend to avoid getting to know the customers. Too many conflicts of interest. You understand. Let's see, you're, something starting with a D?
D?
So I'm in the right neighborhood?
No, it's just my name. That's my name. No, just D. That's my name. D.
D's one of my star pupils. Does all her own costuming, choreographs her freestyle sections, runs a channel of dance instruction videos. Ah, good for D then. And as for the police?
Yeah, I brought her along. Hey, Gigi! I have no memory of what voice I used for her.
Doesn't matter. You got this.
You two are D's friends? Detective Jiwoo-cho. Pleased to meet you. I'm gonna go get a slice of that cheesecake and let you three chat.
That's D.
I'm gonna get a slice of that cheesecake and let you three chat. Don't be long, Gigi. I've got a big day planned.
Ooh, Domino's Ants.
Ah. Still a cab.
The young dancer leaves between tables to go purchase something tasty from the Whole Story Bakery, leaving her girlfriend to settle in for a conversation.
Like, how small of a town do they live in? Everyone's related?
Yes.
So, Dee tells me you had a run-in with everyone's favorite street hackers.
The so-called ghost monsters, yes.
Right. I'm not sure how much help I can be. They're part of several open investigations regarding credit card theft, fraud, and other cybercrimes. Given how adept they are at information technology, we're trying to play this one carefully and quietly. Honestly, I don't think I should even be talking about them.
They could be the key to solving Pizza Tangentopia, the heart of Dee's dance crew.
Solving?
Saving, solving, whatever.
Are we solving for Tangent?
Yes. Are you sure you can't offer us anything?
I hate to make you come out here for nothing, but I've got no comment at this time.
Which will not suffice. Needless to say, I need to open her up and get her talking. Immediately I considered an appeal to reason, but how would Sparkles handle this, I wonder? And how much information should I share in turn? Conspiracy bundles. I need to entice her into giving us some details. Suppose a bit of drama uncalled for, even if I want an outright lie. Quirky.
Could be worse. They could be ninjas or ninja robots. Ninja-related street crime is infinitely worse.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
I feel like that's doubly funny, assuming that Gavin is the one saying it.
Yes, it could be worse. There could be ninjas or ninja robots. Ninja-related street crime is infinitely worse. We have a theory regarding the incident which may warrant further investigation.
Really? Do you have a cork board with photos and push pins and colored string connecting everything too?
Not as such, but the question is, did the ghost monsters interfere with our arcade's operation of their own volition?
Perhaps.
Or was there a more sinister hand at play, guiding these events?
I think you may want to cut back on the cops and robbers television shows.
Okay, I'm not very good at dragging things out. I'll get to the point. We strongly believe Deco Nami hired the ghost monsters to hit our arcade. And we need your help to prove it.
Damn it.
You okay?
Mm-hmm. I just keep almost reading narration lines because I'm so used to being Sparkle's narrator.
Oh, I didn't even... It didn't even connect that this was a narration line. And the detective just sits there, listening. I was hoping for more of a dramatic reaction to that reveal, honestly. You know of Deco Nami, yes? Owner of Deco's Palace, the current king of the arcade scene.
Okay. Let me give you two some free advice. Without confirming or denying the involvement of Mr. Nami in my investigation, this is not a situation you want to be involved with. There's a reason the ghost monsters keep dodging charges brought up against them, and it's not just their usual slippery elusiveness. Money is power, and they have money in their corner. Coincidentally, I understand Deco Nami is spectacularly wealthy.
Which is why we need your help. We believe we can convince the ghost monsters to turn on their patron. That we can take down Deco Nami and clear the good name of Pizza Tangentopia in the process. All we need to know is where the gang currently is. She clearly thinks I've lost my mind, but I can also tell she's giving the idea some merit. Thinking it over.
Obviously, I can't encourage or even suggest a civilian confront a dangerous gang head-on, even if it could supposedly aid in my investigation. Nor can I risk the case I've been building up by directly participating in such a confrontation. Tell me, do you honestly believe you can find dirt on Deco Nami? I would happily trade some hacker guppies for the big fish.
Sparkles believes it can be done.
Who the fuck is Sparkles?
And I believe in Sparkles.
Gavin just saying out of context. And I believe in Sparkles.
Sparkles!
I feel like this detective should really be just like, I'm sorry, you believe in what? In Sparkles. Maybe you should go back to that conspiracy board with the fairies.
Fairies!
Okay, this is a terrible, terrible idea, but it's not too deep of a secret where the ghost monsters are right now. Ever since the little incident at Pizza Tangentopia, they've holed up in their little island of lost boys hideout. But Sue's a girl, and Clyde is non-binary.
I mean, technically Wendy was a lost boy. Technically Wendy was a lost boy. The detective scribbles down Sue's name and address on a whole story napkin, sliding it over to me.
I still strongly suggest against going there, but I owe Teo for introducing me to Dee, and that means I owe Pizza Tangentopia and I owe you. Just please try to avoid anything that will add body bags to my evidence pile, okay?
Understood.
Hey, you done yet? We've got a date to go on! Pardon me, boys. I need to kidnap a good detective for a full day of romantic antics that will leave her legs quivering like jelly. Toodles!
I briefly see the detective mouth the words, "Help me," my way, before grinning and departing with your colorful girlfriend. Once they exit, Teo turns to me, smiling like a Cheshire cat. See? Did I come through or what?
Does that mean Teo's about to vanish?
Yes. One of his arms, poof. More than you realize.
Oh, there's the pan bangles.
Huh? Carefully, very carefully, fold up the napkin with Sue's name and location before popping it. Maybe Detective Cho gave us her new trump card by accident. Writing down Sue's real name on instinct. Maybe it was intentional. Either way, I intend not to splurge this gift. I did see that.
That was really funny that the two halves of the face just were moving across in different directions.
We have what we need. Let's get back to Pizza Tantantopia. I'm assuming you'll want to accompany Sparkles tonight, then? Absolutely.
The splitty mode.
Yeah.
I just need the, is it a squid? I think it's a squid. Or is it an octopus?
Oh, you're talking about Ultras?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's a Jesse Cox one. Jesse Cox bit. Or it's somebody else, I forget who. But that
no,
is like something.
the general squid.
Oh, there's a general squid?
Yeah, there's a general squid.
I know there's Ultras.
No, this one. Oops. I
Ooh.
put in the slightly wrong order.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Ultras one.
No, I was talking about like the normal squid. I don't know. I don't hang out enough people's other streams to know like random streamers emotes. I know the things that are like generally available and the ones specific to the channels I pop into. We did get do we still have it? We do still have it. These two from Black Bellflower, which are really cute.
Absolutely. Whoa.
Cute Joe bouncing across the screen.
Do your best to keep them safe.
My fiance likes to construct a squid puppy out of that global squid emote. Squid puppy? What does that look like?
Hilarity. You got my word,
Fences.
Gavin. I've dedicated
Cute.
my life to protecting the dreams of others.
Squid puppy.
Squid puppy. It's a goal I've often failed at due to failing to understand the dreamer, much less the dream. Tonight, we must not fail at all costs. I've done my part, now it's up to Sparkles to pull off a miracle. But if anyone is capable of miracles, it's them. I know this to
Squid
be
shark!
so. We will have our day in the sun. Gosh dang it, hard. Ugh. Okay. I need to go to bed. Luckily, I'm working from home this week.
Good.
So I only have to get up in 7 hours.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, go to bed already.
I had to voice a scene.
You had to voice most of those characters, yes.
Most
of those lines.
We'll be back Friday with something?
Friday we might actually do that Danganronpa stuff so that people can go and actually read Flower's rant.
Well, there's still some parts about it that won't make sense for very, very much longer.
Yeah, well, at least the parts that, like, we kind of expect to cover.
I know.
Since last time the heavy conversations got postponed.
Oof. 6 hours to Maryland.
Oh, that Joe table flip is so cute.
Oh, it's so good.
And yeah, I only know as much about the game as Sharky has told me in terms of the stuff that was being ranted about, but yeah.
You don't even know. You don't even know the whole premise thing that I mentioned. I haven't even told you about it.
I mean, you're the one refusing to give me the spoilers, because that's a game where I'm just like, go ahead and spoil it, especially if we're gonna have like heavy conversations about stuff from it.
None of that stuff is like heavy conversation stuff. It's kind of just a like, what?
We'll spoil it anyway, because I don't care. I wanted to like Danganronpa,
Yeah.
and then I played like 2 hours of it, and then I was like, I don't like this. Because I feel like a little bit like Flower was saying about modern anime, Danganronpa, and to some extent like Persona and stuff, those games have that same sort of like almost pandering.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not a fan. I don't care for this. So I'm probably never gonna go back and play it. So the more context you can give me, the better almost.
Anyway, have a good night.
Anyway, thanks everyone for joining. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
bye.
And we'll be back Friday with something, and Sunday with that TNC demo.
Yeah.
TNC demo, woo! Sunday, with us finally finaleing Teo's route. After however many months we've been on this route. We'll finally finish it. And the demo. Okay, thanks for joining, bye.
Just tailed in.